this will face off against Showtime in the final best of 3 of the night. And, well, we just said it. The loser is out. Eliminated. Gone.
Gone. For
removed.
all time.
Smitten from this, not world, tournament.
From this tournament, not this world.
You're working on your movie.
Yes.
That's pretty dank, Muslim, I gotta say.
I mean, it's pretty hard to get that twang going, you know, because I think I have quite a bit of an effeminate twang to my voice, and like with the accent too, like I have to change everything.
That's good. That's a good gruff, you know.
Gruff. I like gruff.
6 packs a day voice.
Yeah,
getting your tasteless voice together.
My tasteless voice.
Yeah.
Gonna get my shotgun cough going. And then I mainly aspire to be Duke Nukem when I do that voice, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubble gum.
But I'm all out of gum.
That was like one of the first games I played on a computer, by the way.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like 5 years old. I went into the strip joint and I killed all those girls.
Jesus.
And they turned into aliens, dude. It was insane.
Well, that makes it okay.
Yeah.
So we've got a ZVZ on this map.
And it looks like they both will be going for hatch first. And on a map like this, when your natural's so safe, I mean, why not? Like, that's my first impression. Like,
I mean, it's ZVZ. The last thing you want to do is make yourself more susceptible to being attacked. Like, this is the easiest map to cover your ass against speedling all-ins because you can just block with 2 queens.
Oh, look at Elazer. Elazer's actually going for the 14 pool here after his initial hatch. So, very safe. You know, why do you do this instead of making extra drones? Well, if your opponent goes for like a 9 pool, then you're going to have a really tough time dealing with it, as he's going to have lings flooding into your base before you even have a queen or your own lings in production. So, you know, just being a little bit cautious is he. But Snute, gone for the greedier build, but that works out in this situation.
Yeah, Snute doesn't have anything to worry about. And if Elazer did have something coming his way that could hurt him, he would be totally safe against it, or at least much better off. You know, if we were looking at something like 10 pool Baneling, which Snute, of course, not doing this game.
Okay, so Elazer actually sent down, like, once he hit 16 out of 24, he was like, okay, I'm going to send the next drone over to my natural to mine, even though it is still more efficient to be mining like 17 out of 24 than mining over there. So I'm a bit curious as to this, but I mean, it only took 1 transfer there, and then the rest are fine. But yeah, a little peculiar. Gasless so far from Elazer, whereas Snute very well on his way to 100 gas to get that Zergling speed.
Yeah. And Snute, with that, we could see things ramp up, get a little bit aggressive. But like I said, it's very difficult to actually kill somebody on this map off 2 bases because of how, you know, as long as you have your Overlord, if your Overlord is near that ramp, like Elazer's is, he would see any lings that left Snute's base. So then he says, oh, well, I'll just put my 2 queens on the ramp, and then you have a lot more time to hold anything off. You don't have to put up evolution chambers or the roach warren or your spine to make a wall.
So these 2 Zerglings immediately get on into the space. Ooh, the drone karate chop there. Does see that the drones are taking off the gas here, but gets to see, hey, my opponent's mined 100 gas. He's getting Zergling speed. And yeah, so he instantly knows what opening his opponent did.
Yeah, I like that Snute pulled his drones off of gas, mostly because it's just funny. It's like, yeah, you're going to get a Baneling nest, not mine any more gas. It's like, no, of course not.
That's a lot of lings being produced by Snute with this Zergling speed on the way.
Elazer's just building. He's had drones on the production tab for a good while. He's still building drones. He's going to add a spine crawler. Well, I mean, at some point or another, you burn through the queen energy, and you will actually be able to break through them. Like, putting 2 queens on the ramp is nice and all, but you need something behind it, and he's not getting much to put behind it.
Having a spine crawler and 2 queens dealing damage, possibly a 3rd queen as well. So, ooh, like a little bit of a scout, but doesn't get to see all the lings just yet, but only a matter of time. And yeah, gets to see all these Zerglings on the way to his base.
Speed's done. Now Elazer just needs to block that ramp and get ready. Oh, he's going to even build buildings as well. He's not taking any chances. I really like this, because just the 2 queens makes it possible for him to die. But this
is cute.
Yeah, especially since he has another queen behind the first one with transfuse. And those lings, they can't squeeze by.
No, and oh man, these lings, they're really trying to bust through this queen, but the queen...
It almost looks like they'd be able to squeeze through, and he even repositions the queen just to make sure that he can't.
Yeah, 2nd wall done. The Baneling's on the way too, but what are these Banelings really going to achieve here? Like, these queens, I mean, if he can get either one of these queens, he can get in.
If the Banelings can finish the queens off?
Oh,
Yeah,
he
will.
is in. He is in.
That
but-
was very costly for him to make happen. He needs to still kill quite a few drones for this to be worth it.
That drone came and karate chopped that Baneling. So, I mean, the Baneling died to drones. Oh, this is getting a bit nasty,
good position
though.
to get on these drones. 6 killed now. Snute has a lead, so he's no longer in the red zone as far as his setup against this goes.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was going to be really, really bad for Snute, and it was for quite
He's still
some
getting
time,
drone
but-
kills.
Yeah, quite a few indeed. And 41 drones for Snute against the 36 of Elazer. Wow, this went from...
Yeah, this is just cash money for Snute, especially considering that his lair is ahead. Only thing that Elazer has going for him is that he started that +1 attack when his Evo chamber finished, but that's it.
That is it. That is it. Yeah, +1 is finished, but Snoot's got a third base even. And his opponent doesn't have Ling speed to pressure this anytime soon. Sure, he has a few roaches on the field, but man, what a push by Snute. I really didn't expect it to work out as well as it did, but just enough damage was dealt to those queens that he managed to bust through, and well played. Like, it was very nice by Elazer forming this wall, but almost didn't take it seriously enough. Almost needed to make another set of Evos behind the 2 queens that were blocking there. But
Yeah, that alone says how badly he would have gotten wrecked, though, if he had only used the 2 queens on the ramp and then had the energied one behind it for the transfuse.
Right.
Unfortunate to say the least. As Snute is, he's in a pretty dominant position. These Lings are going to run by, but they really shouldn't be able to get too much done. If he gets a drone, that's I think a pretty big win. But yeah, Snute uses his drones to
Snoot's
crunch
just
through.
droned up so healthily, and he's not going to take damage anytime soon. Like, look, 61 drones to the 54 of your opponent. Your third's also saturated. You're getting roach speed way before your opponent. He's also getting a Nidus
network. So Snoot's basically saying, "Hey, this map's really long. I don't want to have to run across this map. How about I just teleport across the map and kill you with my Nidus worm?"
I mean, the distance of the map is huge. That being said, a Nidus, I feel that if there was a way to lose the game, a Nidus might be it, considering...
It's a lot of resources to invest to get a Nidus worm out. 200 for the network, and then 100 just for the worm itself, which may or may not even finish.
Upgrade-wise, I like this because look at his +1 timing and his roach speed timing. And look at his opponent. Did he see 2 Evo chambers for his opponent? Because that's a huge investment, getting 2 upgrades at a time.
Oh, he's going to Nidus the natural.
He's Nidusing the natural.
Is Elazer going to respond fast enough?
Is this spotted even?
No. Oh, he
just spotted,
does
but
see it.
that's very hard to see because it doesn't really come up as a little blob on your map yet. Very small blob.
That Nidus is going to erupt in Elazer's natural. Snute pops out right on top of this hatchery, and he could even, if he's able to shut this down, cut off the lair tech as he kills that queen immediately. Already drones dying in droves as he picks off a queen, and he has his own queens to transfuse too.
Oh man, this looks terrible for Elazer.
GG. He's just like, yeah, that's not going to work.
What
Snute.
a nice game by Snute.
Man, well, you know, sometimes you feel like there's a way that you can kind of make things work or do some sick play to bring it in, but you get Nidus right in your base, you immediately lose drones before your roaches even show up. That's a very difficult position to recover from.
Well, like, there's a few things I really like from Snute there. Like, so the initial Ling with the 2 Baneling bust kind of thing. Like, even though you look at that map and you're like, man, can you really do pressure? Well, he showed us that you can. Then he did enough damage to realize he was so far ahead with the early third and such. Invested in only 1 Evo chamber. His opponent had 2 running, but he was already behind. So there was a timing where, I guess, Elazer could have had like 2-1 against 1-0, which would have been a great timing.
Yeah.
But that's a huge, huge investment that Snute took full advantage of by getting that Nidus and just in his face before he could make it happen, because he had a 40 supply advantage because of how well the early game went. The big... What's the word? The big investment in both those Evos and the upgrades. And yeah, he just took full advantage of it. And a nice, quick, easy victory for Snute. Well played by him.
Yeah, well played indeed, Snute. I think when you look at we talk about the investment is very heavy into the Nidus network and the Nidus worm. That's pretty much equalized by the investment into that Carapace and the +2 attack that he was getting. It wasn't like there was too much of a gas difference in terms of the armies or the army sizes. Snoot's army was bigger because he got a ton of drones at the start of the game, not really any other reason, but also when you have the queens with your roaches, just the extra range so they can attack. But obviously the transfuses are a massive factor.
And just the tanking ability too, like 175 health each one of those queens has. Like it's a big thing to deal with. Also the range, because I mean roaches have like what 4 range?
Because they can attack from behind the roaches as well.
Yeah,
Roaches they tend to clump.
Yeah, it was very clean play by Snute. Nothing really to criticize.
Second map is Expedition Lost, 2-player map again.
I learned a little bit about this map from my Zerg buddies.
Tell me, enlighten me.
This, and I guess I could have known this because I was Terran, but in ZVZ it means so much more. So, the mineral patches on this map, they mean that you mine up to, or you mine so much slower. So your 15 hatch on this map is that much later than on any other map. So when we got to see like a 9 pool happen...
So you're telling me that these mineral patches are spread further away from the main base than on any other map?
Yep.
That's weird.
So
how does that even...
When you go for a 15 hatch on this map, your 15 hatch is going to be a little bit later than it is on regular maps. And so when you play a 9 pool against like a 15 hatch on this map, your hatch starts, let's say, maybe 5 to 10 seconds later than it would regularly, meaning it has less health. So, bam, from Liquid Snute, we have a 9 pool.
Couldn't you make the argument that the 9 pool starts a little later too, or is it only the outer patches?
Compared to... it starts a little bit later, sure, but compared to mining up to this amount of minerals, compared to that much extra time...
the more resources that you need, then the more time that the further away mineral patches
Let's say this
you.
9 pool's probably like a couple of seconds later, compared to a hatch being 5 to 10 seconds later, given that it's more mining time. It's one of the best maps you can 9 pool on.
I'm so glad once again that I have this map vetoed.
Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty odd map, but but a 15 pool by Elazer. So when we talk about builds, guys, so the 9 pool of Snute, he wants to be meeting a hatch first every time. Why is that? Well, your opponent's not going to have lings out in the field. You are. You're going to be able to cancel that hatch and have a great time. Elazer, he's gone for the pool first to build, but a 15 pool, meaning that he's pretty safe. Yes, this hatchery will be under threat and could possibly be cancelled, but his economy is that much stronger than his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, if an Overlord can see this coming across, and it should see these lings coming across, then Elazer will know to just use the rest of his larva on lings and lings only, and that will give him, with the defender's advantage, enough to actually deal with this. So, Snute got a drone behind this, and let's see, 6 lings being added in for Elazer after this pool is done, and his queen, well, actually not a factor yet.
I'm interested in the fact that Snute's gone for a gas here, rather than like adding on a hatchery. So
yeah,
he's obviously going to put that to use somehow.
That's unusual. Maybe looking for a speedling follow-up of some kind. I'd have to imagine. Drones are going to be pulled down. He really wants to keep this hatchery alive. This would be massive if Snute was able to force the cancel. He has a ling advantage, so it's going to come down to the drone micro and the positioning of these bad boys in an actual fight.
Now, is 6 drones too much? Not with these extra 2 lings that join the fray.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of mining time there. The rest of the lings do show up. A couple of these stuck behind, not actually able to fight with the full brunt of his force, and not picking up any drone kills just yet.
Yeah, nice so far by Elazer. He's not lost a drone. He's not lost... Yes, he's lost economy from these drones.
He's lost a lot of mining time, though. But that's about it.
But his opponent doesn't have a second hatch.
Yeah. Very, very important to note. These drones can now just get straight to work in this natural. Even starts up a spine crawler as Zergling speed begins for Snute.
And with that spine crawler starting, and he's seen that his opponent hasn't been making a hatch. So I think that's a big, big reason as to why the spine crawler is going down.
Yeah, this Overlord for Elazer can see. He's like, oh, you don't have that. Oh, wait.
Oh, gold base? Is that what we're going to see?
He's going to do it.
I think that's definitely what we're going to see.
He's a greedy boy, or an aggressive boy in this case.
And luckily for Elazer, he's going to have an Overlord marching to that spot, so he does get to see the gold base is being morphed here.
Well, you put somebody so far on the defensive with this spine and the queens moving down.
Ooh, these lings! Ooh. I mean, that was a bit of a loss there for Snute, but Bailey Nest getting made.
I like that Elazer immediately recognizes the opportunity to move out because he can put pressure on this hatchery and force out more lings.
Yeah, he can put pressure on this hatchery and possibly cancel it. I mean, ling speed is done soon, and that is a lot of lings joining the field here for Snute, but ooh, nice move here. He has to kind of worry about that ling speed being done, but so far it's a decent trade, and ooh, I mean, Elazer, he has definitely displayed some pretty decent micro in a few of these games now.
Speed's almost on. What Snute really wanted to do with these lings was buy time so that the hatchery could at least finish as his speedlings come over to defend, but he's getting it so low. We'll barely be able to save it, and with speed can actually pick off these retreating lings. That was close. If the Elazer cancels that, then I'm really, really worried for Snute. But now Snoot is also moving out a ton of his drones to that gold base.
That's
so
a ballsy creep tumor to be making, and he does get away with it, actually. And that grants him... Does that just grant him vision of these banelings morphing? No, not yet. Not yet.
Now
finished.
it will, now that it's popped.
Ooh, had to kill his own creep tumor here to start constructing a wall. Oh! Does cancel it for the time being. Wants to get up that wall urgently, and here it is. But these banelings going to blow up these buildings.
He can blow up. He can just go right.
Oh,
between.
nice cancel. Beautiful cancel, actually, by Elazer there.
Yeah, not losing the building Roachhorn, but these queens still in trouble. Actually, the highest energy queen gets picked off without being able to use the transfuse on the other queen. So both queens dead, morphing banelings inside of his base. And Elazer has a lot of Zerglings in the production tab, but they will not have speed, so catching up to these forces are quite tough. The drone drilled into the mineral line is cool to try to hide them, but he is taking substantial economic losses. And keep in mind, Snoot's got a gold base.
Yeah, look at the drone count again. Snoot doesn't attack, but he drones behind it.
Oh, beautiful. Snoot getting 12 drones.
Oh.
Even if they were on even workers, Snoot would be massively ahead because of this gold base. And now, I think Snoot can just crank out Lings until the end of time here.
I think so too, Nathanius. Despite the drone count being very similar, Snoot has speed. He has potential to make banelings. Ooh, if he gets this gold base, though, which it looks like...
Yeah, that hatchery was softened up from earlier. Great pickoff, actually. Very, very important. And Snoot's drones are going to have to go back home. He did just start a base in his natural, so Elazer has more resources in total to work with because he does have the natural hatchery. The drone count similar, but all of Snoot's are stacked on one base now.
Elazer getting his own baneling nest, his own Zergling speed. Will be able to fend off these units as well. And right now, again, he's going to be mining more than his opponent. Ooh, these banelings.
Good target fire with the queens, but still gets one reasonable. Okay.
Wow.
That's painful.
Snoot's making the most of these little engagements here. These banelings.
Those are absolutely amazing baneling detonations on those Zerglings.
Yeah, fantastic play by Snoot. Banelings being morphed in from both sides here. Snoots are going to be a little bit earlier. See what they'll be able to do with this. Oh, look at these two. Look how...
All those softened up drones.
Snoot's so efficient with how he does this. And now
the banelings trade. There's still 2 left for Elazer and 1 more. Okay, just gonna run by. Has 2 more finish up.
Snoot plays with fire, but every great micro by Snoot here.
It looks like every time those banelings are gonna actually detonate fully on all the lings, but they don't quite get it. Even picks off that last drone there in the middle of the
Is he going for the queen? Is he gonna be able to get it? Is he? Oh. The way that Snoot micros his lings, like
this is intense, man.
Not one ling is left to die.
And Snoot's up 29 to 19 workers.
Yeah, Snoot's playing very, very well here, guys. Very, very well. Despite having a build order loss, in a way, he managed to turn this around and played... Nice. Hard attack central here.
I can't handle this. I can't handle this, Muslim.
Can't handle it right now, dude.
These things are going to try to pick off some drones of Snoots. Not able to get any just yet. Veins are trading. They're weak. And softens up a few more.
I mean, Elazer's trying to do the most he can with this. And drone count-wise, fairly similar, but Snoot is slightly ahead here in terms of numbers.
And the pendulum is swinging back the other way towards Snoot. Now, if he can defend, then he'll have the opportunity to go for a counter push. He has the lead, so it's all about making sure he can just trade his units for units and not trade away his workers.
Snoot's being rather ballsy here, trying to...
Double kill.
Going for a 3rd hatchery here?
Yeah, that's really ballsy.
That's very ballsy. And I mean, he does have a slight lead, but man, that's...
Yeah, well, Snoot's going to try to use his lings to hold on to that base.
And he does... Oh, so far he's managed to do so. That's a lot of extra banelings here rolling in.
Coming down, and Elazer still has quite a few lings coming across the map. So.
Oh, wow.
Not the greatest baneling connections, but he's bringing down that ling count. It's all about that 3rd right now.
And the drone count, pretty much even again. In fact, Elazer's taking a slight lead in that regard. Elazer's also getting a lair. Whoa. Going for all 4 gases here. That looks like it could be Muta.
Yeah, definitely an option as Snoot heads back across the map once again. His 3rd base close to finishing up. You know, he denied the production of that Roachhorn earlier on, so he won't be able to get speed. I'm thinking mutas are not a terrible choice here, but being forced to make banelings will slow down his ability to start that Spire as the lair completes too.
I'm really liking the choice of going for Spire here for Elazer. Like, he knows his opponent's made a lot of Oh, wow. There's a lot of very low health drones here, which Snoot... Oh, wow. Okay. Fended off pretty well, but every time there's engagements, it feels like Snoot just manages to
Oh, he's running into that mineral line.
Oh, he went for all the
he got
larvae.
the larva and the lings.
Wow, look at
dirty.
Elazer's minerals here. They're getting high, and with all those larvae that just died at the natural.
You actually
Man.
can't build anything.
No. Spire
Well, there's
going up
the
in the
spire,
main.
but
It's a late Spire. Wow, did he cancel?
everything's late this game, man. This game's gone foobar.
Did he cancel one of the gases in his main? Because he's only running off 3 so far. And I mean, usually with Mutalisks, when you're on 2 bases, you want to be pumping out as much gas as you can.
I have to agree. He's been forced into a really awkward spot by Snute this game. Really tough for both. Ooh, those banelings out there looking for from Elazer though.
Those were definitely efficient banelings. Doesn't want to be spending too much gas on banelings, obviously, so using just 2 banelings to...
Oh, and this queen getting caught too. That's just sloppy transfuse. Woo!
The transfuse goes down, but...
When your buddy shows up to help out, but it isn't enough.
Another queen. I feel that we just saw this 2 seconds ago, but luckily there are enough queens to fend this off. The banelings... Ramp banelings, Nathan.
Ramp banes. Ramp banes.
So, Spire almost done here at this point in time. Lots of drones coming out onto the field for Snute. 53 to 38 lead. A lot of minerals to be used for Elazer, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mutas join the field and then a 3rd hatch thrown up with it.
Yeah, Snoot's got his drones in position, catches those lings. His Baneling comes in, but sniped by the queens. No dice there for Elazer and Snute. Well, what does he have to deal with the Mutalisks?
No spores yet, just queens on the field.
And maybe his units that are out on the map will see the mutas, like he might need to use them to defend his 3rd hatchery as it's going up. But
he's getting a lot of lings to fend or kill the 3rd of Elazer, which Elazer I don't think he can defend at this point in time. So maybe the mutas are used defensively, which allows him to make spores at his own base. I mean,
yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking, man. And he will cancel the 3rd, but
yeah.
like you said, Snute now he's like, well, if I see Mutalisks, I should probably build some spore crawlers.
Ooh, I thought he was going to try and get that drone, but yeah, I mean, right now he's just buying time here. Producing quite a lot of queens. He's getting an infestation pit as well. I can only assume that he's going to go for queens, infestors. Spore crawlers are thrown down reasonably late here. But luckily his overlords on the map are just buying him extra time here to get them up.
Yeah. Infestation pit's going to finish up too. And all those spores, as you mentioned. Roach Warren is only just now setting for Elazer, so he's looking to switch away. Yeah, he's got enough queens actually to fend this off.
Yeah, that's a lot of queens. That
He's
is a lot of
still
queens.
building queens, too.
Why not? Why not?
At some point or another, with how small this map is, he might just push across with everything once all the spores are ready and he gets out maybe some infestors. That's all you need then. One money fungal on those mutas and they're all dead.
The Lazer's actually investing in upgrades for these mutas, which that's 100. It's reasonably cheap, but
it's uncommon to do so. That's a good thing to point out, the Muslim.
6 infestors on the way. They are lined up pretty well with pathogen glands. Elazer managing to...
Oh, that spore not in position. That spore's actually like, it's like, yeah, I got 2 spores, but they're not actually close enough to
no.
help with that.
Snute did well to minimize losses there.
Yeah, he hits up this 3rd base once more, going for some drone kills.
The shift click onto drones.
Well, that's a really far away shift click, mate.
That's a very far away shift click. And unfortunately, those lings do not live to see another day. 2 drones do fall. And throughout all of this, Snute's just kept a superior drone count. The 3rd's only just gone up for his opponent. He's got a lot of infestors on the field, which they're good against mutas, but they're also good against the roaches. Ooh,
Yep.
did he? How many did?
Ooh,
That's a large
the fungal
clump.
man, pathogen glands, good upgrade. Now the queens are able to get on top
Oh,
of the
the
mutas.
transfusions too, keeping alive these
Clutch
mutas.
transfuse. Now you got to be really afraid for.
Just throw out 1 fungal for good luck there. It's like a firework. So while he did use the fungals of 6 infestors, when you get to kill a good 10 mutas of your opponent, totally worth it. Now Snute, what does he do? Starts taking the gold.
I want that gold base back. It's been too long since I've seen my love.
Hydra's joining the field, 2-to-1 upgrades on the way. So Snute, better economy, better army, better tech, better everything. Even getting a hive here. Do you suppose the hive is just to further his upgrade lead?
I can only think of using it for upgrades because he has everything else that he needs at this point to fight against what Elazer has pretty easily.
Oh, I like this creep spread too.
Yeah.
Using the Overlord to
Put those
poop
queens
creep.
to work, boy.
And he's the one with sort of a mobile units here, I guess, with the queens.
Yeah, well now he's connected his bases too, so moving between them is very easy. Roach counterattack for a laser. He's going to have to knock down these rocks and try to abuse the mobility of the aforementioned queens, but Snute knows, he's aware, he's already repositioning himself, and if he gets a fungal, then all these roaches could die too.
Certainly could. And oh, one fungal goes down. Oh, and that's a... Oh, he's got him trapped. He's got him trapped. If he just keeps fungling that group, they can't retreat. And so many lost roaches here. Oh,
and the queens from behind. Not,
I mean,
not generally the most effective flank ever, but it looked cool.
The 4-queen flank onto 20 roaches. I mean, a little ambitious.
Yeah, I think even 5, 6, 8 queens could have had a lot of difficulty there.
But with all the mutas pretty much dead on the field and hydras have joined the fray, not really the biggest deal.
Snute can't really lose a direct engagement. I think this is the moment where he just needs to push, kill the third, and, well, I mean, he can just seal the deal here. He shouldn't lose a fight. Like, the upgrades alone put him miles ahead of his opponent, or kilometers ahead of his opponent.
Kilometers ahead, Nathan. Kilometers. I like that you said that. But yeah, 160 supply against the 200 of Snute, and Snute's getting a bank. Snute's also got a 4th base, which is a gold.
Yeah.
Oh, Snute.
He's gonna have
Bailing
cash money.
speed.
Oh, Snute's just getting fancy now. Snute's just like, what's a really epic way to win this?
Like,
throw 50 banelings into him.
When you talk about ZVZ, if your opponent is getting Hydra, one of the obvious counters, they say that you can get 3 techs. So you can get Hydra tech, Infestor tech, or Baneling tech. And they all kind of counter one another. Hydras are better than Infestors. Infestors own the Banelings, and the Banelings own the Hydras. And if you are ahead in every way, and your opponent is obviously going Hydras and you've seen them, you might as well do it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Oh, and a 3-2 on the way too. So
yeah, well, like we talked about that hive, he's not going to build. He could get Vipers with the Infestors for Blinding Cloud, like fungal combo of death, but you know, it's not a must.
Fungal much harder to hit in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
No longer
difficult.
instant.
It's difficult. You got to aim that thing now.
Yeah. Those weren't the days.
The trials and tribulations of playing Zerg, not just being able to click on stuff and it dies. This isn't Counter-Strike, man.
No. No, it ain't. Hive on the way for Elazer too, which I think is a bit of an odd choice. I mean, what's he realistically going for Hive for? I guess he doesn't want to fall super far behind in upgrades, but often I don't see Zergs really going beyond Lair. They get like 2-2 and they work with that really. A lot of Roaches, Infestors, Hydras, maybe Banelings here and there, but yeah, both these players going for it. And now, the 4th base will be under pressure very, very soon from Snute. Ooh, some Hydras caught out here.
Yeah, but Snute's army is just superior in every way, and he's starting to slowly push up, and he's even being hit from multiple directions. But with how good this army is, and with the Infestor support, like,
ooh, the Banelings
should still be able to take it anyway. Now the Banelings are rolling up to add insult to injury, the finishing blow.
These Banelings kind of just chilling out though.
I need to see these Banelings just blow up on the Hydras before Elazer taps out.
Now a few of them running off to the left here. What are they going to blow up? Is that going to be a mineral line?
Baneling drone hype. No.
Come on! They're going for a circuit run, man.
I need this.
Anyhow, the third does die of a laser.
Oh, there we go! Comes in! Oh, Hydras!
Oh.
There we go. I'm satisfied.
You know, me too, Nathan, me too. Very nicely played by Snute. GG is called. Despite the build order deficit early on, he managed to make things happen.